Hello and welcome back or welcome to the Downsized. My name is Lorraine Durham, and this is the channel where we talk about all things GLP-1 weight loss related. This series is our Downsized Dish series where we talk to real people who have been on a GLP-1 weight loss journey, and we just talk to them about it and see how they're doing. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. So please consult your healthcare professional before starting any weight loss or fitness journey. I hope everyone will like and subscribe to The Downsized if you haven't already. And I guess that's it. We'll get started. We'll just jump right in. Welcome, Allanda, to The Downsized Dish. Hi, Allanda. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey. Allanda is also a YouTuber. That's her YouTube handle, Allanda180. So she also does some GLP-1 content. So, Alana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, my name's Allanda. I live in Houston, Texas, where our weather is up and down, just like my weight loss journey. Uh, I'm a mother of six. I am
Oh,
48 years old, and I'm a high school teacher. Yeah.
oh, wow. What subjects do you teach?
Life, child development,
Oh,
interpersonal studies, family community services. So anything around life and what life can offer.
wow. So, like, really, like, useful,
Yeah.
useful information instead of like algebra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. 6 kids. Wow. I bet that keeps you busy.
They do.
They
They
do.
do.
They
Two
do.
are biological and four are adopted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do have two out of the home right now,
Okay.
and four in the home.
Okay. All right. All
Literally,
right.
two are about to step out the house. They're graduating seniors.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yep. That's always good and bad that senior year. Like you want them to go, but then you don't want them to go, but then you do.
Exactly.
It's like that all year long, right? Well, tell us, Alonda, about your weight loss journey.
All right. Well, I started back in February of 2024. I started on name brand Tirzepatide.
Mhm.
And let's just say I had a aha moment with a picture. Um,
Oh,
yeah. In January, I went to my primary care doctor, and she was concerned about my weight. She
mm,
was. I was 264 pounds.
mm.
And she was like, well, let's talk about it. And I was like, for what? Like, can I just get a refill? So by that point, I was on 8 different medications. So really, I was just, can we get my refill and I can move on?
Yeah.
My weight just going up and down. I was so done with it. So when she wanted to talk, I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah. And then,
how tall are you, Alonda?
oh, I'm 5'3".
5'3". Okay, so that's yeah, 5'3".
Oh yeah.
That's not tall.
No,
Yeah.
no. And my knees were feeling it, my ankles were feeling it. I had already been on blood pressure medicine. I'd already had blood clots the year prior.
Ye
So my body was saying it's time to do something, but my mind wasn't there.
How did you get there?
A picture.
A pitch
Uh, yes.
do we have that picture?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
Well,
should have that picture. Yes.
let's show some of your before and after pictures anyway, the ones that we have. Tell us about this picture.
That picture is literally a before and after to the year of me being on the weight loss journey. Now, what's sad is that the first picture, the 2024 picture,
Uh-huh.
I had already been on the medication 10 days. And
Okay.
within 10 days, I had already lost 10 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
really 9 pounds, so going into 10 pounds,
Mhm.
which, is probably water and inflammation.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
my daughter had one in state. She got placed in state. So we took a picture, and you can see I'm doing a side profile. I was like, oh my gosh, no. Actually, that's the picture. This picture we're looking at right now,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
yeah, that's my
Yeah.
aha picture.
Yep, I've got one of those. I
Yeah,
think lots of people do. So, and then it's what does that say? 6 months or 8 months?
that was 8 months.
8 months, okay.
Mm-hmm. Eight
So,
months to the day.
yeah. Wow, you can definitely see it here for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I was in one of those places where, as you see, I'm getting angles in. I never
Yeah.
wanted to take a full straight on photo.
Uh-huh.
And that was the aha photo. I was literally straight on. I couldn't turn. I couldn't angle. There were too many people around, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
just didn't take photos by myself. It was always with someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Try to like hide behind
yeah.
behind
You a
behind
kid
the
in front.
yeah, yeah, the kids when the kids were little, it was easy to put them in front. Now they got taller, and now they're like, "Mom, you get in front." I'm like, "No." But, yeah, where is this picture where you're looks you all dressed up here?
Yes. I am so proud of that picture. I'm so proud of that event. 2 weeks ago, I attended the Just Be You Bariatric Awards ceremony in St. Louis,
Uh-huh.
and I was asked to come and be a presenter. I was
Oh,
like one of four YouTubers there.
oh, nice.
Yeah, everybody else
Congratulations.
was TikTok and Insta. But
Yeah,
I was able to go out and represent our GLP-1 community, and it was such an eye-opening, wonderful experience.
awesome, awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about, once you got started on the Zepbound, you said you lost a lot of about 9, 10 pounds, right, at
Yeah,
first, and then how did it go after that?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Now, when I first started, I had a little moment of prayer. I was in my car. I'm holding a little box. Oh, let me explain. So after I saw that picture, I called my doctor and I said, "Hey, I want to come back in. I want to talk about that medicine you were talking about."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, I'll see you Monday." And so I got there Monday, and she was like, "There's this medication you can take. It's a shot." And this was not my first time on an injection. I've been on Saxenda before.
Yeah.
That was a whole ordeal. But I did that for almost 2 years.
Oh,
Lost
wow.
40 pounds,
Okay.
which is where the 180 comes from, because I knew I could get to 180.
Ah, yeah, okay.
So after she and I talked, the assistant came in and was like, "Yeah, she can do it, but it's gonna cost her $550 a month."
Yeah.
I looked at my phone, I checked the bank account, and I was like, "I got 557. We
Oh
can do
my
this."
okay. Yeah.
Yes, I can have $7 for a Starbucks, literally. So I went, I picked up the medicine, I sat in the car, I had a moment of crying. I prayed, I said, "Please let this work. Please let this work."
Yeah.
And it started working. And I really didn't even care what the side effects would have been. I mean, literally, I was like, just make it work. So in the beginning, I lost quite a bit of weight right up front. And I went through all the doses, but it was really, the medicine was working for me, but I hadn't really shifted my mind. And
Uh,
I hadn't, yeah. Even though I
so
was recording on YouTube, I still hadn't got to all the things.
so when you say that you weren't had you not changed your eating or your thinking, or what do you mean by that?
Great question. I was just winging it.
Winging it.
Yeah, I was doing, I knew to take the shot every day. I knew to drink water. And people were like, "You got to have protein." So I was like, "Okay, chicken. I'm going to eat chicken," because that's what I knew protein to be.
Right, right.
And then people were talking about shakes. And I'm like, "Okay, I need all the shakes." But I still wasn't changing how I eat.
Mm.
Now, my biggest change is when I stopped using full plates. I
Ah,
went down to small plates. And that helped me because I was still in the whole habit of like a big spoonful on the plate.
yeah,
Yeah. Even though the medicine was like, "We're not eating that."
yeah,
I was like, "We can." And my body
yeah.
was like, "No, we can't."
It's hard to get used to that smaller portion size, right?
Mhm.
You don't really understand at first what your portions should look like.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you moved to a smaller plate and that helped adjust your mind a little bit?
yes, that's literally the turning point when my
Yeah.
mind said, "We can't keep doing what we've been doing."
Ah,
And I was like, "Okay, all right, well, let me start figuring this out." And yeah, that's when I started trying to incorporate exercise.
Ooh, what
Trying
kinda
to
exercise do you do?
I love to walk. I love to be in the water. Like, put me
Oh,
in the water.
mhm.
So right now I am using my walking pad. I just recently started strength training.
Okay,
Yeah, mind you, I'm 63 weeks in. I
okay,
just started. It is
okay.
not something,
Yeah.
and I only do like a 10-minute video. I kid you not, it's 10 minutes because that's all my mind can handle.
You know what? Every little bit, is it helps, right? It adds up over time, and you just start where you are, and I love it. I mean, walking is great, a little bit of weights is great, so, a lot of people it takes some time, right, to get
Mhm.
used to that, like, "Okay, I have this is what I have to do now if I wanna keep going," right? So, I love how you're working it in.
I'm trying.
Well, very good. So let's talk about your food and what you're eating. Has that changed? Have you found things other than chicken for protein?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. But literally, I was real big on having a salad for lunch.
Yeah.
So I had salads all the time, but I had
Uh-huh.
no protein on them. So I just kept
Ah.
adding chicken, 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 ooh, chicken. And to change it up, I changed up the salad dressing. Like, okay, we're going blue cheese today. But once the journey started, um, I had to figure out different proteins. So sometimes I would make like a tuna salad and actually put the tuna salad in the salad.
Yeah.
I worked out some shrimp. And then once I kind of got a good handle on the portion sizes,
Mhm.
then I was able to start bringing leftovers for lunch and kind of backing away so much on the salad.
Yeah. I mean, I can only eat so many salads in a row, right?
Mhm.
Especially just coming out of winter. I guess it's April when we're recording this. I hate to eat cold food when it's cold. Are
Yeah.
you like that too?
I
Um, yeah, so that's good. Yeah, the leftovers, I guess, you said you work as a teacher, so you can just heat them. And do you eat with your kids or you get a separate teacher place to eat?
Oh, yes. I'm away from the kids. I need a break. Um,
Okay.
Sometimes they'll come in and be like, "Can we please?" No.
No.
I have 25 minutes. This is what I got.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Um, but I've also been talking to a couple of coworkers about GLP-1 journeys and just weight loss journeys in general. So once a week, I kind of have a lunch date with one or the other
Ah,
so we can kind of keep track and touch base. with
did
what-
they ask you about it or did you tell them about it?
Yeah, they ask. A lot of people at my job ask, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I am a school of 4,000 students. So I
Mhm.
literally try not to leave my classroom. It's like a video game in the hallways. You're like ducking and dodging and you got an ear pod in. So you're like,
Yeah,
excuse me, trying to get pie.
yeah.
And I was walking in the hallway, and someone was stopping and be like, hey, I noticed you're losing weight. I'm like, yeah, I am. And I kind of wait. And then they'll usually ask, like, well, what are you doing? And I'll tell them and kind of go from there.
Well, awesome, awesome. Sometimes when we tell people we're taking this medication, we don't always get the best reaction from them. Was anyone kinda anti No, everybody was that's great.
I have not had that yet.
Yes. Oh, good, good.
However, back in 2023,
Mhm,
my son's an avid swimmer. So he
mhm.
swims like 6 days a week, kicking out. Avid
Nice.
swimmer. And so I got to know quite a few of the moms very well. And
Mhm.
one of the moms, I thought we were like cool. And when I noticed her weight loss, I asked, I was like, hey, just curious, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she gave me this cutting out carbs, and I was like, oh, okay. But the weight loss was so dramatic. Like, I literally came home and was like, I hope she doesn't have cancer. I hope she's
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Like, I was really concerned. And
yeah.
then shortly after that, we stopped talking. Like, she stopped wanting to communicate. And it was so weird. It was really, really, really weird.
Oh, wow. That
And
is
I
weird.
didn't know anything about the name brands and the GLPs other than Saxenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that took me almost 2 years to lose 40 pounds.
Yeah, I did Saxenda a long time ago. I lost 5, 10 pounds. Like it just maybe I didn't stay with it long enough. I don't know, but yeah. So I get it with the Saxenda. Maybe she just felt so uncomfortable
Right.
talking about it, or maybe something really was wrong with her. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it can be very uncomfortable when people ask a lot of questions, right?
Yeah.
So um kind of have to decide, well, yeah, I'm taking a medicine and here's what it's called. And,
Yeah.
so I'm glad you're telling people about it. Have other people at work, you said you had the two friends that you were
Mhm.
kind of counseling. Have more people said, oh yeah, I'm taking that too, or anybody started that?
No, they'll talk to me about it. I actually think that AP is on, but he'll ask me, "What's for lunch? What are we eating for dinner?" And I'm like, "Why?" Like, "Oh."
None of your business.
So I think he's trying to, gauge some comfort level to
Yeah.
ask, like, so what are you actually doing? Because I do walk around with my water bottle all day,
Yeah.
even in the hallways. Yeah. So he's trying to, and I just want to ask, like, are you on something?
Yeah.
But in due time, and that's what I
Right.
learned with the swim mom. It took me a while, especially being on the medication, to
Mhm.
realize she wasn't ready. You know,
Mm.
she was on her journey at her time, at her pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. What dosage level are you on right now?
I'm on 10.
On 10? Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So you moved up slowly.
I did. I kept right around the time I started. So I started in February, and my
Mhm.
first two boxes, actually, my first box was easy to get. My second box was a little questionable. Like they were like, "Yes, we can get it," and I'd never really heard that before. Like, what do you mean you can get it?
Yeah.
And then my third box kept getting rotated, and that was the beginning of the shortage.
Ah,
Yeah. So I tried to hang on to whatever dose I possibly could for the longest I could.
yeah.
But my body lets me know when to move because I start
Mm.
getting cravings.
Oh, so the food noise maybe comes back a little.
Yeah, but my cravings get like weird.
Oh, yeah? What do you crave?
Oh, everything I move on. I have had dried corn, like literally chicken feed dried corn. I know it sounds crazy. Um, I will buy a huge container of chicken, like dried corn, and I put it in salads. I put it in bags or snacks. Um, yeah, you name it. Yeah, popcorn. I've gotten addicted to popcorn. I ate popcorn all day, every day. Church crackers is my really big one. Really big. I kid you not, the communion crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just bread and flour, and I ate those like, ooh, it was bad. If my kids were in the house right now, they would tell you like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's horrible. She was eating touch crackers all day, every day," and I was. Yeah, my
So
Amazon.
did you
Mm,
when you moved up in dose, did you notice those cravings go
they did.
down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
don't want it. Don't kidney them. And
Yeah.
I think my third or fourth video on YouTube,
Mhm.
I'm wearing a pink shirt, and I'm like, I shouldn't have ate these.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was me eating the church crackers, and I literally threw them away on camera because I was like, I really don't even want these anymore. And
Yeah.
this is a horrible mistake.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know what? All you can do is throw them away and move on, right? Just hit the reset button and keep going. So, when the shortage happened, did that cause you to, do anything different with your medication?
Once I ended up having to get a box of 2.5, even though I was on five.
Ah,
And I argued back and forth, like, do I do two shots of 2.5 or do I do one? And like, I went back and forth. And if
yeah.
I do two and two, that's 2 weeks. can I get another box for my next, couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And as luck would have it, I gave myself my first injection of 2.5 when the pin exploded.
It exploded?
Yeah, like it went through and the liquid just all over my leg. Just
So wait, I have a this is a Manjaro. So it came out,
mhm.
it didn't inject.
It did not inject. Right. I put it down. You heard the click, 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 and
Yeah.
then it's just my leg got wet.
Oh
And
no.
I filmed my injections on camera, so I'm like,
Ah! Oh my gosh, did you contact Eli Lilly or what did you do?
yes. Again, one of the great resources of having a community. I ended up giving myself the second injections. I ended up doing 2 pins anyway. And someone said, contact Eli Lilly, let them know what happened. And I did. And they sent me a voucher for another box.
Oh, that's great. That's
I
great.
mean,
Yeah.
I was so like, I really can't buy another box right now. Like, really? But I need my medicine.
Yeah. I haven't heard that somebody doing like that. I've heard people leaving the cap on
Oh, no.
and not injecting it. And I think if you reach out to Eli Lilly, they'll reimburse you maybe for one box, and then after that, they're like, "That's it." So it's good to know, right?
Yeah.
If you have a problem or an issue,
Yeah.
they can help you with that.
Yeah.
Um, did you have any side effects along the way?
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
beginning, I had pretty much everything under the sun. The first one was the sulfur bursts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm in class, I'm talking like, oh my gosh, excuse me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is that?
Yeah, that was hard when you're teaching if that's all coming out. Yeah.
So those were my first ones. Then I had the nausea. Constipation was definitely an issue. And then I went from that extreme to the diarrhea.
Oh.
Yeah, I went from one extreme to the next. And
Huh.
yeah, a lot of muscle cramps were an issue. I don't like those. Those are not my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you've been on for a little over a year, have they gone down a little bit, or do you still have to manage those side effects?
They are pretty good. I do manage the constipation. I drink the water, and I also take Culturelle
Okay.
every day. That's kind of like my thing. I tried all the other things, the mags and all those, but for some reason, my body just doesn't respond well with them. It's
Yeah.
almost like a placebo effect. Like I'm
Uh,
taking them, and I'm telling myself, "You might have to go now." Nothing's happening.
yeah, it's definitely a trial and error to see what works for you. Well, I'm glad that you found something.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So how much more do you want to lose, I guess?
Great question. My doctor would like to see me in the 130 range, 130, 135. And I
Mhm.
think that's because of the whole BMI index.
Yeah.
I personally would like to get to 150. I was 150 prior to having my first son.
Ah.
I, I was in college on that. I started my adult life on that,
Mhm.
and there were no medications.
Right. Did you struggle with your weight as a child or not really?
No,
No.
no.
So this really came on after pregnancies, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. My first pregnancy, I was 190 walking into the hospital, and my mom, she's passed, that God rest her soul. She told me, she was like, "You look like the marshmallow man from Ghostbusters."
Oh no. Oh no.
And I felt like that. I felt so puffy and bloated. Mind you, that was just 40 pounds. So 150 to 190. But
Yeah.
I felt every pound of that.
Yeah.
And once I had him, I just couldn't lose the weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just have that trigger, and once they've gone up in weight, it's really hard to come back down. Well, that's good that you know that you were 150 before.
Mhm.
So hopefully, and what are you 180 now? Is that where you're at now?
No, I'm at like one, right now I play. I'm somewhere between 197 and 195,
Okay. Okay.
depending on the day and the scale. I have three
Yeah.
scales. I got issues.
Yeah. Yeah, that fluctuation on the scale, are you a daily weigher or a weekly weigher?
I'm weekly. I
Weekly.
weigh on Fridays and I weigh on Mondays to kind of see where I am for the week. I
Oh,
come
okay.
my weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the weekends can kind of, derail you. What day do you take your shot?
Fridays.
Friday.
Fridays are
Yeah.
my injection day, weigh-in day, and video release day.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I guess as a teacher, you have the weekend off and, that gives you the most appetite suppression, I guess, you
Yes.
find through the weekend? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a hard one for me because I've learned that with my body, if I don't eat, I don't lose weight. So,
Ah,
yeah, I really have to be proactive with making sure I eat enough calories.
yeah.
Otherwise, I don't lose. And that's where my stall is because I've been in a stall right now for 4 months. It's
Oh, for 4 months and
4 months,
stayed, like, within the same couple pounds?
same 10 pounds. Just I go to 191 and then I end up right back at 198. And I'm 194 and then I'm 196. Yeah.
Have you asked your doctor about it?
Mhm.
What did they say?
They have increased my calories, so
Okay.
I'm also seeing a dietitian,
Okay.
the Remochi.
Yeah.
So I'm now eating really 1650 because that's what I can work in
O
without trying to force feed myself.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm at 1650. We've looked at my medications and adjusted. It's
Okay.
trying to problem solve what is the issue.
Yeah.
We've cut down my sodium, so I'm very on top of my sodium.
Okay.
How much is in that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're just trying to problem solve. And then, of course, they were like, get in more movement, start working out. Hence the strength training.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh, I'm surprised your doctor doesn't want you to go up to a higher dose.
She does, but
Oh.
we have some stockpile issues.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I just started getting, and at that point, I was on 10, well, really, I was on 10 milligrams. So
Mhm.
I just kept getting 10 because 10 was working. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, I ended up with like 5 to 6 months of 10.
Oh,
Yeah, it's magic gold. I can't let this go. So,
yeah. Are you still paying the 550 per box?
no.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Well, that's, yeah, again, I got issues.
Yeah.
I do when the funds are available.
Okay.
Because like most people, when they say, Giuseppe's about to stop, I panic and I'm like, okay, I need to get everything I can get.
Yeah.
So I'll pull money from our budget to make it work. And
Mhm.
some people are like, I don't understand why you just don't buy 3 months of, Giuseppe compound. I'm like, because that's 700 and I got 500. So
Yeah.
I'm still missing 200 for this month. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go with the box because that's what my budget will allow.
Have you done any compounded or all branded? You have done some compounded.
Oh yeah, I'm on compound right now.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm on the box again. This will be my
Okay.
third shot this month on the box. But since November, I've been on compound.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Do you cook for your family or who's the cook in your house?
My children are in training.
Oh, good, good, good. I love child labor.
Yes, yes. Come on, we all eat. So
Yeah. All
for the
right.
most part, they do all the cooking. I'll defrost the food and kind of lay out, okay, we're doing this, and now I need to look at some sides. Every meal, we always have a salad. I know they're tired of salads, but
Yeah.
in my world, throw in some protein.
Yeah, no, it's good to get those you gotta get those vegetables in, you gotta get that protein in. You're tracking your calories. Are you tracking your protein too or not really?
I am, but loosely. Like I track when I feel like I'm in trouble.
Ah,
So I have not been tracking the full 63 weeks. If I
yeah.
notice something's going weird, I'll go back and say, okay, what did I eat? Let's put this all in.
Yeah.
It's really just the last month that I've been doing pretty good at tracking everything I eat.
Yeah. Do you use a particular app that you have or pen and paper or how do you track?
Originally, I was pen and paper.
Yeah.
pen and paper. And
Yeah.
then I did my Fitness Pal, and
Mhm.
now I'm on my Net Diary because
I
you
know
can
that.
measure. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, people are always asking me. I was a Weight Watcher. Did you ever do Weight Watchers?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done all the things.
All the things, right, right, all the things. Yeah, I got so, I was always tracking with Weight Watchers, and then that just kinda made me more obsessed with food, so I'm a sometimes tracker, not usually tracker, but, I mean, if you're trying to break a stall, it could be helpful to track and really see if you're hitting your calorie targets. That's what a Weight Watchers leader would say.
Right.
Yeah. Right, 'cause, it's really easy to I could always overeat my goal, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
now I find I've been undereating my goal too, so
Mhm.
it's really either way is not gonna be great. Like you said, had to make sure you're eating enough
Yeah.
calories, so
Yeah. And I'm starting to see it. One of the side effects, and I know people, I'm going to say this, but I know people are going to be like, well, that's one of the side effects of the medication. Hmm. Well, I know I'm not eating enough. And I'm starting to lose hair, like
um,
figuring
um,
starting to lose hair. And actually, 2 nights ago, my son was in the car with me. He leaned over and he was like, Mom, do we need to go to the emergency room? And I was like, for what? He's like, you getting bald. And I was
oh,
like,
no.
oh, man, what? Oh,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Are you taking any vitamin supplements or anything?
I
Yeah.
am. I'm
Yeah.
on quite a bit. I'm actually on a bariatric vitamin that my doctor strongly suggested. I'm also anemic, like
Oh.
highly anemic, where I need to be
Mhm.
doing infusions that my body can't handle them.
Oh,
Um, so she put me on this bariatric vitamin, even though I'd never had a bariatric surgery. And
okay.
while I should be okay, I mean, we've constantly looked at my levels and I'm constantly doing blood work. It's the food. I'm
Oh,
just not eating enough
yeah.
at that time. And so my hair was starting to shed. Luckily, it's actually covered. You can't see it so bad. I did that on
Mm.
purpose. Yeah, it's kind of scary back there. And for the most part of my journey, I've used the same hair products to
Oh.
maintain. So this hair loss is really just since February of this year.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. I guess I had a little bit of hair loss, like, at the height of my like, in the middle of my journey, right? When I had kinda lost, like, a peak amount of weight. And then when I went into maintenance, I feel like it came back a little bit. So, but yeah, that rapid weight loss can cause some hair loss too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I need water.
You're good. You're good. I'll keep talking.
Okay, you talk, I'll drink water.
But yeah, that was one of the things the dietitian looked at. One of the things I talked to my doctor about. Now, my doctor really wanted me to stay on name brand, and eventually, I didn't tell her for a while. I was like, I'm not going to tell her. And then eventually, I said, I want compound. And so she kind of looked at me and she was like, well, let's talk about it. And she gave me a bunch of questions and
Yeah.
I answered. And at that point with my stockpile, I was hitting every pharmacy available. Like, "Ooh, they got a deal. This one got a deal." And so my medication was coming from all over the place. I had
Yeah.
4 pharmacies I was working with. And like we said earlier, their dosing was different.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
I didn't even think about it until like, why am I not losing weight? Oh, because I'm not dosing right.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta look at I guess it's usually printed on the vial or on the box or on the
Hmm.
Ziploc bag, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Um, and also the bud dates too. Make sure, you're using the ones that are gonna expire soonest first, I guess, is
Hmm.
something we kinda have keeping track of in our refrigerator of of a couple different pharmacies, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're in Texas, so I guess is that Empower that still serves Texas?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're right down the street.
Oh, they're right down the street. Have you ever gone there and picked it up?
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh. I've heard of people doing that. Yeah,
I
'cause they
did.
it's in those big coolers, right? Those
Yeah.
big yeah.
Yeah. When the whole fiasco occurred, I'd already placed an order and I was waiting, and I had quite a few people, especially even my personal friends here in Houston,
Yeah.
that were on the medication, either either T or S.
Yeah.
And they were like, what should we do? And I'm emailing and they're calling and I'm
Yeah.
calling. And one of them said, I'm just gonna go up there. And I was like, oh, what? And so on a Saturday, I literally jumped in my car and I was like, let me just see before she does this.
Yeah.
And I found out they were closed on the weekend.
Good know.
I even was a little short about it. I was like, please open up. Are y'all working today? And that following Monday, she went in and they were like, oh, yeah, your stuff is still in process. She waited 15 minutes and she called and she was like, I got my minute. I was like, oh, no, you did not. And so right after her, I went up there and the lady said, well, as long as it's not in transit,
Right.
we can do it. So I waited about 20 minutes and had my minute.
Wow. Wow, lucky you that you have a
Yeah. Trust
pharmacy.
me, I wanted to call everybody and be like, what's your address? Let me help you.
Yeah, yeah. I got the one shipment from Empower. Now I'm in North Carolina, so now I'm shifted back to Red Rock. I've been all over America, I feel like. So uh yeah. Have you had to get rid of any old clothes? I bet you've gone down in some sizes.
Yes, that's the good bad part about working in a high school.
Yeah.
They're very brutal and very honest.
Oh,
Yeah. So when I was wearing clothes that were too big and I'm like pulling up my shoulder and I'm doing this, they were like, Miss, you've lost a lot of weight. Don't you think that's too big? And I was like, well, no, it still fits. Like it's still on the body. And so I've slowly started getting rid of some of my clothes. It was hard.
yeah.
It was hard, especially with me going back and forth, yo-yo, up, down, up, down. I've
Yeah.
done this before. Like I've gotten rid of clothes and then had to go buy new clothes.
Yeah.
And that just is a huge concern, but I feel that the little steps I'm doing now are going to help me not have to repeat this step again.
That's great. That's a great mindset to
I'm
take.
telling you. Plus, I take pictures of the clothes that I'm gonna get rid of.
Oh, just to kind of say bye-bye and so you
Yeah,
can remember them.
yeah.
Bye. I love your outfit. Yeah. That's a great idea. Is that one of the I think I listened to a podcast where they're talking about decluttering and they're like, take a picture of the item and then get rid of it. That way you
Mhm.
can remember it. That's a great idea. Take a picture of your clothes before
Yeah.
you give them away.
So I will wear going to school, even though the dress is, a 3XL. And I'm like, it's fine. But when I washed it, I folded it up and I now have a little box that has clothes that need to go for donation.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great. What size did you go to? Were you 3XL to now? No, now
Um,
we're
I played with 3XL and 4XL.
okay.
I was literally that my aunt's um, party, that was a 4XL dress that I had on. It was
Mm.
one of the first 4XLs that came in. And now I'm a large. So
Oh,
I'm a large to a 10. Um, my
that's
girls,
awesome.
yeah, my girls are an issue, but I'm not going to complain about them. Want to keep them.
Yeah, I had some loss there. But you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good. Um, let's see. What else? What would you tell somebody who was just starting this journey? What's tips would you give them?
The first one I would say is find a community. Because that was one of the prayers that I had in the car. I was like, please, I don't want to do this alone. I know what doing this alone looks like. And once the community started forming and I could talk to people and, we could share information, kind of like my coworkers, kind of like some of my friends here, they'll
Yeah.
call me, they're like, hey, I found out this new protein drink. Have you tried it? I'm like, no. And I'll try it and be like, I ain't like that. And then so it's being able to talk and share and motivate. And when I mentioned the trip to St. Louis, that's why it was so impactful for me. So many of those people had lost a ton of weight, and hearing their stories and listening to my story, and they're asking the questions, well, what are you doing? What's your next step? What's your next plan? And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you for asking. Let's talk about it. It's finding that community. And actually, I even said it about y'all. I said, I'm so jealous of your cruise. Because,
Uh,
yeah, y'all are going to get to experience what I experienced.
yeah,
Talking.
you should come. You should come June.
I can't. Oh, my
Oh,
kids are somewhere crazy.
oh, all
Yeah, I
right.
actually have 3 kids graduating
Oh,
this year. The
yeah.
twins, and then I have a son graduating from the Naval Academy.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
great.
he'll be moving to Charleston. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. South
Yeah.
Carolina? Charlotte?
Mhm.
Yeah, my parents and sister lived there. We were there for Easter.
Easter, yeah.
Yeah. So, very nice area.
I'll be on the road traveling, just not on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe hopefully we'll do another one. Maybe you can catch us for the next one.
Yes. And you
Yeah.
can all talk about weight loss journeys.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, community is so important because you just learn so many things, somebody to share the experience with, somebody to ask a question to, somebody who maybe has done something different than you've done. That's why I like talking to people on this downsized dish because it seems like every time I do, I just learn something new. Like you could go to Empower and knock on the door.
Yes,
if you
in that open till setting.
if you live in Houston, right?
Yes.
If you live in Houston, Texas, that's like
Yeah.
great information.
Yeah.
Uh, well, thank you, Allanda. I really appreciated you coming on the Downsized Dish with us today. It's been great talking with you and great having you. Please like and subscribe to the Downsized. And if you'd like to be on the Downsized Dish, you can send me an email to lorraine@thedownsized.org. I'll send you a link to our calendar, and it's just that easy, right, Alonda?
Yes.
We do a Downsized live show most Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope you can join us for that. And I think that's it. Oh, we have a website. Check out our website at thedownsized.org. You can check out our cruise. There's a link to the cruise. There's a link to our Amazon store. It's the Downsized at Sea Cruise, presented by Mochi. It's June 23rd through 27th, 2025 on the Celebrity Reflection out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I hope that you can join us for that. And that's it. I hope you'll go to Alanda's channel, Alanda180, and subscribe to her YouTube channel and check her out. And that's it. Thanks for joining us today on The Downsized. My name is Lorraine Durham, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Alanda.